So, on the second travel trip of my gap year, I headed up the east coast of Australia for 8 weeks. From crazy islands to long overnight buses to meeting the best people, I'm so honoured to take you guys along on the adventure. So Kerry's unpacked quite a bit, a little bit too much. To be fair, like, yeah, my corner's not looking great either. I just have a bed, so it looks more spread out. So, plan. We are just sorting out our stuff, then we're gonna have a shower because we've not showered in like 2.5 days. And then our plan is to go to the beach actually, which is gonna be fun. After chatting to some people at breakfast, we found out that the hostel was running a free walking tour of Sydney that day, and they only ran it like 2 days a week maybe. And if you've seen my interrailing vlogs, you know I love a good free walking tour. I think they're just the best way to get to know a city from the start. You learn so much more about the history of a city. It is free, which is pretty great. And you also end up meeting people because you just chat to people along the way, which is just quite nice for a social aspect, as well as being able to see all the main sites. I was in love with the State Library. This was the State Library of New South Wales, and after this I made it my mission to go to the State Library of Queensland and Victoria as well. And our tour guide Alba, shout out, because Alba was a gem. She was so lovely. After a long day of jet-lagged exploring, we headed back to the hostel and quickly ate some trail mix. And then we had a bit of a chat, and we'd made a list of things we wanted to do in Sydney while we were here, and we kind of wanted to tick something off for the rest of this day, even though we were shattered. Guys, we found bats! This is so cool. We've been looking for them. We're in the Centennial Parklands. And like you can see all the bats nesting. Oh my god, look! They're like nesting there upside down, Kerry, look! Can you see them? They're huge. Wow. These parklands near Paddington were recommended to us by Alba, our tour guide. I could genuinely sit here and so happily watch them like all day. Such interesting animals. And even though we might not have had the glowing weather that we expected from Australia, there was definitely a certain peace to the time that we spent in these parklands. It was beautiful. The sun was kind of setting and the bats were all flying in the sky. It was just amazing. Do you know, we have come at the best time. We've seen like 3 people in the whole of these parklands. It feels so peaceful, and like the whole sky is just full of like bats, like giant bats. It's crazy. So me and Kerry just had this moment where I don't know how it like happened, how we decided, but like without saying anything, we just kind of like walked off on our own and like, I don't know, just did different things in the park for a moment. Like Kerry went off with her DSLR to take some photos, and like both of us just had these like quiet moments to ourselves in this beautiful park. Like so peaceful. So it's actually going to get dark in about 5 minutes, which is not good. So we're just going to get ourselves out of this park before we can't see anything, and then we're gonna get some food because we're hungry, and then we're gonna head back to the hostel, and we're exhausted. We've walked like 24,000 steps today, which might not be a lot for some people, but there's quite a lot when you're still jet lagged. Right, let's head out. We are sharing a large vegan pizza between us. Yay! Kerry's vegetarian. We've done a lot of price comparison, and this is the one. Do you hear the Christmas music? Just feels so like unnatural. Trying to fathom a warm Christmas. And despite the fact that we were shattered, guys, we somehow ended up at a place that was basically a club. What? It was like Santa themed. It was underneath the hostel. The hostel had a club without us even realising, which is kind of props to the hostel for it not being really loud or having a party vibe, and the fact that you were able to sleep. But yeah, we ended up down here. We were just in normal clothes and we didn't really drink anything, but we had a really good time. I also found out that just like everything in Australia, drinks are exorbitantly expensive. Hey there guys, okay, so have we got a story for you? Kerry and I had a perfect little plan. We were going to force ourselves out of the hostel and go to Paddington, which we did do. We explored. Our initial plan was to come back to the hostel. We've got to go and be social for at least half an hour. We are shattered. We've done like at least 30,000 steps today. However, this was not just a bar. This was basically a club, like a club in the hostel. Like I don't even know how we didn't even know it was here, and it's so good because it's just like right here, you don't have to go anywhere. So yeah, me and Kerry basically just went clubbing completely sober. Like now it's 1 AM
And we were the life of the party.
I kid you not, we were the life of the party.
And someone went up to Jade and said,
oh yes. Yeah, this guy came up to us and he was like, you guys are legends, like I come to this club all the time and I've never seen anyone like dance like this on the dance floor and like go for it. So also Kerry, she might look like a hidden underdog, but you put Kerry on a dance floor, guys. Kerry is like the life of the dance floor. She's amazing. There were definitely some creepy guys, as always happens, but the whole atmosphere was so much fun. Like it was like
the best club I've been to.
We're gonna go to bed now and have a beach day tomorrow because we've not even been to the beach yet. It's funny because every single day we put on our bikinis and we've still not gone to the beach. Bondi Beach, here we come. Good morning. So as you guys can see, I was so tired with the jet lag and staying up late and getting up early. I always sleep with an eye mask and earplugs as well. My good friend Kerry, she snores. For any of you guys who have never backpacked before, I would always recommend having earplugs and an eye mask. Give me your chef face. To save some money, because food is so expensive in Australia, after eating breakfast we already cooked up a lunch and put it in our Tupperware to have for later, just so that we weren't tempted to buy some lunch conveniently when we were out. How much you decide to eat out will definitely impact how much your overall trip costs. We just made a big portion of pasta between us, washed up, cleaned, and we saw these French girls make the most incredible pancake stack. And then using the app City Mapper to help navigate, we headed to Bondi Junction to head to Bondi Beach. This involved using the metro and the bus. However guys, here is a tip that I did not know. If you go to Sydney and want to use public transport, you have to have one of these Opal cards. You can't pay with cash, they don't let you, or a card or contactless. They're free to get initially, except you have to top it up with $10 at the start. But yeah, just do that when you arrive in Sydney, it'll make your life easier. And finally, after a long trek, we made it to Bondi Beach. So windy! That was quite an adventure. As idyllic as the beach looked, the weather actually meant no one was there. It was actually freezing and the wind was awful and whipped sand in your face. We tried to eat our pasta. It was just coated in gritty sand. Not really the dream beach experience you planned. Alas, we made the journey back with slightly low morale and enjoyed the Christmas vibes of the hostel. We then made our dinner, which is my classic go-to sweet potato jacket potato with baked beans. And we met up again with the girls that we first met in the hostel who were also 18. And they introduced us to Goon. I don't doubt the fact that you probably have no idea what Goon is, so don't worry, I shall explain. It is basically the cheap alcohol that everyone drinks in Australia, and Australia's backpacking scene is a party scene. This is what students drink. It's about $10 for a 4-litre box of Goon, and it comes in a sack. So a sack of alcohol, how weird is that? It tastes vile, guys. It is not good, but everyone drinks it. And these girls had a sack of Goon. So Goon is a little bit like wine, like a cheap wine, and it's not very good, but if people want to get drunk off of it, they would not need very much. I personally never kind of really feel the need to drink to feel like I'm having a good time, but I generally do have like one or two in social situations like that. And I also discovered during this trip that I am a lightweight. Guys, it's 4 a.m. 4 a.m. We're completely sober. We've been sober for like the whole night. We've just been like talking. I feel like the deep chats always happen the best at night. Yeah. But like, what are we doing? I think, do you know what? I think we're just on UK time, so it's so easy to stay up. But the issue is now we've got to sleep through the day to have sleep. What are we doing? I think, Kerry, from tomorrow evening we have to really just get on Australian time. We've got the Blue Mountains Monday. Anyway, we're actually going to go to sleep now, so good night. And it's 1 p.m. and we're having breakfast. So after doing a morning routine that I'm not too proud of, Kerry and I got ready for a beach day. Only 2 p.m. and we are off to Manly Beach, which takes about an hour and a half to get to. but we're doing it anyway. But look at this blue sky, guys, blue sky. The weather is better. Blue. Blue. And then we attempted to get the right trains. We're somehow on the wrong train. We're like on the right line. We're just going the wrong way. We're not doing too well, but we will get to Manly Beach and the weather is beautiful. So yeah, it's gonna be good, but just not right now. Something that me and Kerry soon learned to raise the morale in situations where we needed it. We would each have an AirPod, play some really happy tunes and just kind of sing along together, and that always made things better. This is the weather we're after. Gorgeous. Oh, I'm so excited now to go to the beach, Kerry. Currently listening to Promises by Calvin Harris. We were like bopping in the train. Oh, look at that, like we've just been smiling so much. The vibe is high compared to yesterday at Bondi with the bad wind and stuff. Yeah. That was kind of rubbish. Okay guys, major tip. Don't spend your money on a boat tour of Sydney. Just get the ferry to Manly Beach. The views were insane. Look at Sydney Harbour Bridge. This is when it really clocked to me that I was in Sydney. I was on the other side of the world. Yes, Kerry. Yes, we are doing well today.
So I'm here with UnJaded Jade.
Hi guys, hello.
She's not very confident on camera, so please be nice to her. Are the people you're with nice?
They're okay. Like I'm actually travelling with this one girl, and you know she actually kind of rubs me up the wrong way a little bit. Like, love you, Kerry.
I'm looking in the wrong place.
Looking back at this bit of the trip makes me laugh because man did we splash out on food, guys. We ate out so much in Sydney. Amazing vegan food though. This is us right now, Kerry. Manly vibes. Finally, I'm on the beach sunbathing. Yay! Even though it's like 6 p.m. and it's getting a little bit chilly now. It's beautiful. First time touching the sea in Australia. Oh, come on! Oh, it's warm! Oh, that's so nice. Look at this though. Guys, okay, so I know that the camera's not going to be able to show this, but look, that is the moon. It's absolutely huge right now. And glowing orange. It's like a blood moon. What? We had like a bit of an impromptu photo shoot. Wow. Wow. It's 2 AM. I've been editing since 10 PM. But I've finally done my video. Like I've got it all sorted. Done the voiceover. It's uploading. Good night. Good morning. An early wake up call because we were going on a tour of the Blue Mountains that day. So we just had our breakfast in the kitchen, headed off.
You're in for a really good day.
We stopped at this really cute little place with a million amazing vegan options, and I was honoured to be recognised by this lovely girl in the middle of the Blue Mountain. It's just the most insane thing. How good this is. And it looks like plastic, but it's not. It's like compostable stuff. Just about to get back on the bus, and then we're heading to like some cool watch point where we're going to try and find some wild kangaroos. But yeah, the weather's so nice. This is like the perfect day that we could have come. Oh my god, guys, your eyes do not deceive you. That is a kangaroo. We drove around for ages and these are just wild kangaroos. We were really respectful and kind of didn't go too close, which I appreciated because it didn't feel like intrusive or invasive. I just have a good zoom on my camera. Look how cute they are. And our lovely tour guide was giving us lots of information, which was cool. We love the humid frizz. Lunchtime. Got a cheeky picnic now. There's my vegan one. Kerry's got a veggie. Obviously I can't really film people I've just met, but we met these 2 really lovely guys on this trip, and I think that's actually my favourite thing about group tours, is just meeting people along the day and making friends. Only in Australia do you have to use the portaloo and the tour guide yells at you, make sure you check the seat for venomous spines. Literally, that was horrible. I was squatting and I was like so paranoid that some huge tarantula was gonna come and pop out of nowhere, but it's fine. So now we are heading 45 minutes to our next place where we're gonna go for a walk, and we just had lunch. It was such a good sandwich considering it was just included in the tour. And there you have it, the Blue Mountains. Oh, I did some research, and the reason they're called the Blue Mountains is actually because of the eucalyptus trees. So the leaves release really fine droplets of eucalyptus oil, which kind of merges with the atmosphere. It scatters short wavelength light, which is generally on the blue end of the spectrum, and therefore makes it have a blue kind of haze. The worst part about walking down here is knowing that we're going to be coming back up again. So we're currently just walking down to Weeping Rock, which is really cool because Charles Darwin actually came here, like right to this little area here. And I recently watched a play about Charles Darwin's life at the Natural History Museum. So apparently it's a really Australian thing to yell Coogee into the valley, and then it all echoes. And if there are any other Australians who understand it, then they can hear the Coogee and respond with the Coogee. So I'm gonna attempt that later. This is so cool. There's just something about being in natural spaces which just makes me feel so like, I don't know, I just love it, like peaceful. We actually had to do like a minute's silence as well, which was kind of amazing, just to listen to the natural sounds of the rainforest and like the water trickling. Just staring into the mountains is so inspiring. It's so underrated. It's like the Grand Canyon but green. Or should I say blue? So you can do the tour at different times of day, but we did the sunset tour. And as the hazy glow of the gradient of the sky started to come in, I was very glad that we decided to do that time of day. They took us to a viewpoint and we just watched the sun set over the mountains. It was one of those things where you're just staring into the colours and you're like, whoa, like mate, I'm alive today. And then we got a shuttle home and remembered that it was Christmas Eve. Guys, it is 1 minute until Christmas in Australia. We're 11 hours ahead of the UK right now, so pretty much no one is in on the hype at my family and stuff. I just posted a Christmas morning routine video and I feel really Christmassy. Oh no, okay, it's still 23:59. Hey, it's Christmas! Merry Christmas to you. Carrie, it's Christmas, like right now. Merry Christmas! You can like hear them outside the hostel door. This is the weirdest way I've ever spent Christmas. Oh well, I already had my like Christmas dinner and everything with my family. Christmas at the end of the day is just a day, like it's just a random day. The spirit of Christmas and the feeling of Christmas, I feel like you can celebrate at any time when you have like all your family together. But I do love that for Christmas we kind of splashed out and went for like our own twin room, just because it's been really, really nice. Good night. Good morning and Merry Christmas. Quite early, so I'm a bit tired. And the fact that I think it's early means my standards have massively changed while backpacking. It's like 8:30. So because it's Christmas, I am wearing the most sparkly, jazzy, metallic top I could find. It doesn't really feel like Christmas, I'm not gonna lie to you, but the wall is green. Kerry's wearing red flare trousers, so red and green, Christmas. And our room's a mess. Merry Christmas, guys. So it's time for the champagne breakfast and we've got 5 minutes before it starts. So we're just gonna head down to the hostel's little bar called Sidebar, have a champagne breakfast, whatever that entails, and then head to the beach later. Kerry, show me your Christmas outfit. Oh, the red flares. Oh, and your earrings are very festive as well. Oh, this is cute. Little pastries. How cute of the hostel to run a champagne breakfast. It was so nice. The strangest thing ever to have alcohol at breakfast. I think I only had like 2 sips. We sat with this lovely group of people. There was one American and the rest were Brits. And that was how I spent my Christmas morning. I couldn't actually eat any of the pastries, so we went for a proper breakfast after. I've got my festive red swimsuit on and we're going to the beach.
Hold up, I am on my way, I'm in motion.
The Christmas cues were crazy. Thankfully they were playing the tunes.
Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside.
Do you remember we came to Bondi the other day? It's a bit different. Just a few more people, just a few. We're not going on the beach yet because we're waiting for our friends from the hostel. Those people fed them 1 piece of bread and now we finally found the 2 18-year-old girls from the UK and they brought their 2 friends with them as well. They had 2 sacks of Goon with them, which was fab. And then we located the big group of people from our hostel. It was so nice. It was like little hostel fam and I met a lot of new people. So it's at the beach. This is Soap. Hello. I just told her about my YouTube channel, which is why she's now happy to be in it.
And we're drinking some Goon.
She's drinking her Goon. And we just have this little group from the hostel, which is really cute. We've just been chilling here, and now we're gonna go in the water because it's boiling. But yeah, having a good time.
I'm filming.
It was the most flawless weather. It was like 35 degrees. Merry Christmas! It made me fall in love with Bondi Beach so much more than the first time we came. So we found a party on the beach and we're gonna go party. It looks a bit of a mosh. This is how you spend Christmas in Australia, guys, like this, right there. I honestly don't even know how to explain what is going on here. It was just like a festival rave led by that guy with the tattooed arm. He was loving it. They just had a speaker and were blasting out music and everyone came. Oh, and we ended up on the news. Like a big news camera came and was filming us. It was so funny. Right, Kerry's gonna show off her moves.
I'm gonna do backflip cake.
What?
Gymnastics!
Gymnastics! Ready, go. Hey!
The hell be like.
Oh, this is beautiful. We're here at Moobagers again. So we're with Mo, who's amazing. He's just gone to the toilet. And we're here for a lovely burger. My eyes are so red just because the salt water is crazy. What an amazing Christmas this has been.
Hi guys, follow UnJaded Jade on YouTube and Instagram. She's great.
Hey guys, wow, I'm tired. What a way to spend Christmas. Yeah, that was interesting. Beach Christmas, loads of new friends. Christmas dinner was a burger and fries, which was pretty good, not gonna lie. And also I thought I'd just touch on drinking, because I think it's just an interesting topic, because I think there's such a backpacker culture of like every night going out, get smashed. Obviously that's not every backpacker at all, but yeah, I think among backpackers that is how a lot of people spend their trip. Goon is an Australian delicacy. I don't think in my life I've ever been properly drunk. I'm so cool with being around drunk people and being quite sober. Like I feel like I just get drunk off of the energy of other people. Like it's just fun. You were thinking of backpacking, but you're like, oh, I don't drink. Like you don't need to drink to have fun as a backpacker. Like we've been clubbing the last few nights and I'd say I got a little bit tipsy off of the cups of Goon I had the other night. But this trip is making me realise that I do love a party, which I've never really realised to this extent, that I do really enjoy it. Like I am quite extroverted, I am quite social, and I do think the nature of like a party, like I just like it. And it's funny because obviously my interrailing trip was solo travel and I feel like that was so much more focused on the day and like self-growth in the day, and the time that I've had so far in Sydney has been kind of more focused on the social side, which has often been at night. And it's funny how it's been such a flip side to the interrailing, and like I've learned different things about myself through it. But yeah, what a way to spend Christmas. It was a really good day. Like I know that whenever I think back to this day, it's gonna conjure such good memories. Like the random beach rave, like how random was that? We even got filmed for TV, like they had a huge camera for Bondi Rescue or whatever. Like yeah, it was just good fun. Tonight is our last night in this incredible hostel. Like guys, go stay at Wake Up if you are coming to Sydney, or I think they have one in Byron Bay that we're staying at as well, but go stay and Wake Up. Sidebar is amazing, the staff are amazing. Yeah, for this trip, all the hostels I'm staying at, I'm gonna put the details in my description in case you're doing a similar trip to me. But yeah, tomorrow we check out and then we have our last day in Sydney before we get an overnight bus and then say hello to Spot X. Anyway, Merry Christmas guys from me, and I love you lots. Good night.